Bunch of dope loot packed in there too.
He sounds a lot different.
Grab Maverick again, but this time with a different set of goodies. And don't sleep on the Shadow Pack, comes with some sweet extras. And the badass Cardinal Rule skin for your Shadow. Free stuff plus fresh drip.
So
Hell
OP.
yeah. Alright, let's skip the trash tier and dive straight into the B tier. These mechs aren't total garbage. They can pull their weight in the right setup, but they're still a good mile away from the real meta. Now if you're gunning for that top tier meta squad, I saved the juiciest stuff for last. So yeah, watch this vid to the end if you want to build something nasty. First up in B tier, Panther. Classic control style mech. That barrier of his, perfect cover for snipers or long range hitters.
Panther
Set him up right
B-tier.
with good aim and he'll delete fools before they can even blink.
You know, I couldn't necessarily disagree with Panther being B tier. It's not the best. New AI voice, different AI. But that's what I'm saying, dude. This was like a month. This was 3 months ago. His weapon was 2 months ago. So in a span of like a month, bro, like changed accents and everything.
But here's the catch. That's pretty much all he does. If sniping ain't your thing, you're probably leaving him on the bench. That's why he's chilling in B tier. Next, Redox.
That's fair.
Toxic little bastard. Drops acid clouds that melt anything dumb enough to hang out in them.
Redox.
Super useful on point control maps and tight choke points. But
I think Redox is actually not as bad as people say. It's incredibly niched and it's not good in a lot of situations, but it actually can be pretty darn solid. I think it's mostly like a 2v2 mech, which is like I don't play 2v2. And anyone who's playing 2v2, like you're not going to use Redox, right? But it's mostly useful in like a 2v2 kind of situation. And I think that's the reason that people think it's really bad. I'll give this one to him. I want to be as generous as possible here. I'll give this one to him. It's not.
Stick him in open ground and he's toast. You'll be playing hide and seek half the match. If it wasn't for that sick poison splash, I'd have dumped him down with brick house in the trash pit. But nah, he earned his spot here. Tengu is one of the slickest, most mobile mechs in the whole damn game. You can jump over cover, pull off vertical flanks, and pop up behind enemies like a freaking
not
ninja.
Bad.
But if you
I
mess
think
up
I
your
may have
attack
also
angle,
put Tengu in
boom,
B tier.
you're dead in 2 seconds flat. He's a beast in the hands of someone who knows the map and timing like the back of their hand. But honestly, even for newbies, he ain't a bad pick. If you're just starting a fresh account, pop in the promo code MidTengu Gift. You'll get the Tengu mech for free. Plus 100 A coins as a little welcome bonus. Next, Aegis. This guy's a support mech, all about that team life. He drops a dome that straight up blocks.
Well, I mean, if you're putting
damage.
Panther in
Perfect
B,
for
then I guess you could put
holding
Aegis in
points
B.
or
They're
eating
pretty
ults.
similar.
His whole vibe is protect
Redox
the squad.
Skyship
So
OP
when no one
is not
dies
true,
and you're still
actually.
capping zones, you know he did his job. But let's be honest, not everyone's into that babysitter playstyle. That's why he's chilling in this tier, not higher. Alright, this tier right here, pure gold, baby. We're not talking meta gods just yet, but these mechs, damn solid picks. I picked them with one rule in mind, top tier, if you know what the hell you're doing. But hey, this channel's full of sweaty pros, so listen up. Guardian.
Full of sweaty pros.
Oh, dear. Claps, Surge, Shadow, Killshot, even Panther if you time it right.
Some people are gonna agree with him, and that's what
GG,
concerns
you're
me.
deleted in a heartbeat. Still, when played right, he's a solid A tier pick.
Maybe true, but definitely not above Aegis. Right? Like, I wouldn't say it's above Aegis.
Super reliable, especially in early game setups. And yo, reminder, you can actually grab Guardian through the link in the description. Smash that link and drop into the arena while the noobs are still figuring out where the fire button
promo
is.
codes
Next up,
and
Bastion.
other stuff.
Straight up mobile bunker.
Bastion.
Dude's all
I think I
defense
did
with
put
a spicy
Bastion in
twist.
A tier.
His
Yeah, that's
shield
fair.
explodes when it breaks. Perfect for players who like to be an absolute pain in the ass. Push in, soak some damage, and leave.
Bastion can actually counter quite a lot of things. I think like the main thing that it can't counter is anything with range and like Surge. That's the main problem. It just barely can't counter Surge. It easily counters like easy counter to like Eclipse and Nomad. And if you I know it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like it makes sense. Most of the time when I talk about slow mechs, I usually recommend using them with ranged weapons or like weapons that have decent range, so that because like you're slow, right? You can't really chase people down. But Revoke or Bastion specifically can actually really mess people up. It can really mess people up, and I actually like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Behind a nice little boom boom.
You don't like Guardian at all?
Stalker
Yeah, fair enough.
is aggressive as hell, like your ex on a bad day. This mech is all about sneaky flanks and playing the corners right.
Man.
Perfect for maps with tricky layouts. It gives you that real hunter
Stalker?
vibe. But screw up just once, you're the one getting hunted. Man, if I could rewind time and start with this mech, I'd do it in a heartbeat. And guess what? You don't need no time.
Yeah, you got another promo code, download link, whatever the crap. Bro, Stalker above Aegis, and Panther. I wouldn't even put it above Tengu, really. Or maybe I would. I don't know. What did I put it in? Maybe I did.
Now, Shadow, the king of flanking plays. His main skill, invisibility for a few seconds.
It's similar. I think I put him like right next to each other.
Tons of ways, but trust me, you gotta know your shit to play this little sneaky bastard right.
Is my boy about to actually put Shadow and
so yeah, the last thing your enemies will hear before they get wrecked
and Panther? What?
Orion ain't just support. He's a straight up hunter.
Okay, Orion, sure, I can get behind her. Well, why is the Shadow there? Man, Shadow above Aegis, dude. See, like the Bastion, the Orion, I can agree with. The Guardian, I will even accept the Guardian because there's a large number of Guardian Glazers that will actually agree with them. But the Shadow and the Stalker do not belong there at all, dude.
Shoots a beam that slows down the enemy and boosts your team's damage on them. One zap and your whole squad's tearing that poor bastard to shreds.
They don't belong there at all.
Kind of like Guardian's vibe, but this mech, way more beastly. Gatecrasher.
And I'm assuming, by the way, so like normally the way that I rank them is I like to rank them as specifically as possible. So like if I were to rank it like this, I would basically be saying that Orion and Gatecrasher are both in A tier, but Orion is further to the left. That means that it's better than Gatecrasher. So I order them specifically. I don't think he's doing that. I think most people don't do that when they do tier lists. So we're gonna assume that he's just putting them in here arbitrarily. And so we're only gonna be looking at the tiers, right? But still, Gatecrasher, A tier. No, I put Gatecrasher B tier for sure.
Dude literally crashes the gates. Big chunky mech with a sick unique ability. An ion
definitely
module.
Worse.
He sticks it on an enemy, and in seconds,
100%
poof, they're toast. That's cool and all, but the real fun's to run that
just
module
wait for Ares Glaze, dude. Actually, you know what? You might be right.
Into an Amazon delivery driver, delivering
it's gotta be this. There's a lot of Ares
right
Glaze.
To your enemy's face. Mad fun. Gotta try it out. In closing out this tier, one of the weirdest mechs in the whole game, Mimicker, a scout jack of all trades who can copy any enemy.
Okay.
He's basically like, nah, I'm not copying you, just inspired by you, and straight up rips off all their abilities. You gotta be sharp to play this one right.
Mimicker's
so,
decent.
Who here digs playing Mimicker? What's your take on this wild mech? All right, boys and girls, this is the moment.
I think Mimicker with long-range weapons is actually solid. I think it's actually really solid. So I can respect that. I can respect that.
Been waiting for how to build a meta squad in 2025. Buckle the hell up. Listen
meta
close.
squad,
Surge.
Yeah.
This dude's straight royalty.
Okay.
He dives smack into enemy squads and fries them all with a nasty AoE paralysis blast.
Surge.
Those few seconds, just enough for you and your squad to wipe
He's
half
probably
the
gonna
lobby.
talk about 5
fast,
different
mobile,
S tier,
and survivable, kinda. But if your positioning's trash, you're toast. Also, let's be real. The look, pure intimidation, especially with that saw blade skin. Looks like he eats bots for breakfast. Dreadnought. Absolute
Dreadnought.
A legendary attack
yeah, a lot of people are going to put Dreadnought S tier. It's really OP, lower SP, and I can
or
totally
drop fat
understand
AoE,
and,
he's your guy.
But
yeah, positioning is everything.
Sort of
Nail the
overvalue
angles
it.
and your enemies?
Dreadnought is not a late game maxed meta competitive custom matches. You'll never see a Dreadnought. I'll practically never see a Dreadnought. And that's surprising to some people. Because it's so ridiculously OP earlier on, but no, it's mostly because of mods. Putting Dreadnought in S tier, I'm okay with that because it's super broken where he's at, so I don't really, I don't have any issue with that.
No shot. They'll be responding before they even see what hit them. Lace swing. Yep, the wasp
Lace swing.
Looks slick as hell and plays just
Lace swing.
as neat.
I mean, Lace
Fast,
swing's ridiculous.
slippery, and vertical as fuck. This guy hops around the map, dropping mines while dodging shots like a damn pro. He's
you can
super
get by the
map
Mimicker
and
A, to be
playstyle
honest.
dependent.
Yeah, Sam.
But when you get the hang of him, total menace. Solid meta pick, no cap. Solace is a mech built to straight up piss people off with its blinding ability.
Sure.
It pops off in team fights if you've got backup. Just don't peek too hard.
You will see Solus and Hemlock in competitive matches, but they're not. Like I'm waiting for Eclipse to be and Deathwalker. Like those are the two obvious ones. Seeker probably should be there as well. And Nomad. I don't know, dude.
Or a lucky-ass bullet will send you back to the spawn like a noob.
I don't know,
it's sitting
dude.
in this tier for one reason. It's a sneaky little rat. And yeah, it's a total bastard. That's why it's here. Hemlock is another top.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Also, by the way, when he started the video, I just want to clarify, when he started the video, he said that he was going to skip these 2 tiers because basically, essentially nobody really cares. So what I'm guessing is happening is he's not going to mention every single mech. he's going to ignore the mechs that he would consider C and D tier. So any mech that he doesn't mention, keep in mind this was 3 months ago, so, what was it? Silverthorn didn't exist, and potentially Volti didn't exist either. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, so any mech that he doesn't mention, he thinks is one of these 2 tiers. And I think the same thing goes with his weapon tier list as well. The weapons that he didn't mention, he probably didn't think were very good. He thought that they were, like, really bad. So, like, Graviton Beam and Particle Beam and Helix Drag and whatever. Which is strange, but whatever.
Top tier mech, all about that support life. It's got one hell of an annoying ass stun that tilts
We'll
enemies
take
hard.
RPG on
Feels
Soulstorm
right at
Light,
home
yeah,
in big
yeah.
team brawls. Stun a whole
You know
squad
you
and
wanted
you're
it, but you do
golden.
want it.
The catch? You gotta get used to that annoying delay before the skill pops off and not get clapped in the process. But if you got the skills, no worries. This badass will carry the whole damn squad if you let him. Vortex is one tanky SOB with surprising mobility. Looks like a freaking flying fortress. Can tank hits like a champ, but you corner him, and he's done. His drone swarm ability? Freaking genius. Just tears enemies apart like a pack.
Vortex used to be meta, but only because it was the tankiest mech in the game. Nowadays, there's not really any need for raw tankiness when you could literally throw infinite Deathwalker bodies at somebody. Like Vortex is significantly tankier than anything. I mean, Vortex, with including the ability, Vortex is the tankiest single mech. But, like, Deathwalker, you just keep respawning over and over and over again. It's infinite HP that you can keep throwing at people. There's not much, which doesn't leave much room for something like Vortex. People use Nomad because it's similar to Vortex in HP, like in tankiness. It's not quite as tanky, but it's way faster. And so people will do that. But yeah, no, Vortex is not S tier.
Pack of angry piranhas.
Not S
Fave
tier.
Skin? Easy. Dragonheart all the way.
Probably A
Parasite
tier,
is
though.
basically a solid version of Arachnos.
Parasite, okay,
This
okay.
guy's made to break other mechs down. You gotta
I
know
don't
how
like
to play him.
super
If
hate
you're
the way
fighting
he's placing
against him,
most of
you
these
better be
actually.
sharp too. His ability's pretty cool,
I
but if you don't let him
legitimately
use it,
know.
he'll get lost real fast. So yeah, if you get the chance, give him a try. Blockhorn is a legendary tank with huge energy capacity
Blockhorn
and
too.
a sweet blocking skill. Yeah.
I think I put Blockhorn in on a honorary meta. Or maybe not, I don't remember.
Yeah, he's slow, but he's super tough. Hits hard and just looks
High A
seriously
tier,
intimidating.
maybe low
This
S
guy
tier.
basically
That's-
says,
You son of a bitch.
Deathwalker is a mech made for
Deathwalker,
grinding
there
down
we go.
enemies over time. When you take him out,
Finally.
he comes back with extra health and is invincible for a bit. Basically, a real pain to deal with.
I don't feel Vortex is more tanky than Parasite. You know what? You're right. I'm stupid. Yeah, no, no notes on that. You're correct.
Salvor is a solid support mech, all about keeping your teammates alive. Has big energy reserves and
It
decent
used to be the tankiest mech, but it's not anymore. Yeah.
speed. In a straight 1v1 fight, nah,
Thank you for
I wouldn't trust him
correcting.
alone. But for what he's made for, he nails it every time. Nomad is the king of
Okay,
hit and
Salvor.
run moves.
Salvor I wouldn't put S tier. Nomad, sure.
Skills
Deathwalker,
a lightning fast dash forward. Perfect
Eclipse
for making
and
a quick
CRD,
getaway.
bro,
He's not really built for sneaky
imagine,
flinks, but if he gets
though.
behind enemy lines or hits from the
Imagine,
side, he can tear
though.
up even a tank. Nobody
There's a
likes it when
non-zero
Nomad
chance
sneaks in
of
for
that.
the flank.
That's the-
And
that's
guess
the
what?
problem.
He always does. Next up, you probably didn't expect to
You know, you're right. You're what?
see an epic mech here, but
I didn't expect this. He's totally correct. But you know what? There was also a really good reason that I didn't expect this. Not even. Not. Also, who was it that called it? Who called it? Who called it? I'm going back. I'm freaking. Somebody said, they said Killshot S tier. They absolutely called it right from the beginning. Killshot's gonna be OP. I think that was what it was. Yeah, this honey dubbas. Yeah, it was you. Freaking genius. He sees the future. He knew. He absolutely brother. Okay, hold on. Not only is he claiming Killshot to be top tier meta mech, first off, he is claiming specifically that it's better than Orion, better than Aegis, better than Panther. None of which are actually true. Best in S tier, Killshot God of Mechs. Yeah, bro. Like, legitimately, it's just a Killshot stand, man. Like, I'm surprised I haven't seen Redeemer. Like, it's just like the classic glazing of all of these different mechs that, like, are good, but are decent, but not, like, actually that good. In fact, Killshot fell off a lot, dude. Killshot dies almost immediately. You try to dash in and anybody. Pretty much cooked.
It's Killshot. For the price and stats, this guy is legit top tier. His ability is a dashboard that smacks damage into enemy mechs. Honestly, I think he's the fastest mech in the game and super versatile.
You
I put
killed
him above Nomad because his cooldown is way shorter.
and a
Trust me, that makes
slingshot.
all the difference. Seeker is an offensive mech that lives by the rule.
Killshot running is a Seeker as
his trick, instant teleport to the enemy,
then
then bounce back.
belongs.
While others are still lining up shots, Seeker's already smashing faces up close. Fast, aggressive, and annoyingly relentless.
Seeker belongs
Even
here,
on
so
my
I'm not
account,
going to
he's a
complain
top
too much.
mech. Seriously badass mech. Eclipse is pure meta. This mech's
They're
got balanced
okay,
stats. Solid
finally,
damage, tough
dude.
as nails, plus a handy ability. An
You
energy
never
blast
know
that
with
breaks
these
through
people.
cover.
Like, you
No
never
big
know if they're
weaknesses
actually
here,
gonna-
and it works great with any
At
weapon type.
least he puts it
Eclipse
as
is the
tier.
go-to in clan wars
Okay.
and tournaments.
Killshot's low
Perfect
A
weapon
tier.
for him,
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
Revoker.
That's
No
pretty
joke.
shit.
If you try this combo
Basically
even once,
exactly right,
you'll
but
be hooked.
actually, I think I put
playing
it low
nothing
B
else
tier.
forever. No need to explain this mech. It just gets the job done. That's basically all the mechs worth your attention. I've dropped the freshest info, but who you pick?
All the mechs worth your attention. Yes, sir. Yeah, buddy. Which ones weren't worth his attention? Redeemer. No Redeemer glaze. I can actually respect that. People oversell Redeemer. No Ares glaze, surprisingly. Shadow glaze for no reason. Tengu. Guardian. Stalker. Zephyr. No Zephyr didn't even make it there, bruh. At least Orion's there. Bro, how in the world did Orion and Stalker end up in the same tier? And below Killshot. Redox made it into the top above Onyx and Outlaw. And actually, that's just it. Yeah, that's it. He mentioned most of these. He did mention most of these, I think. Onyx and Outlaw are the only ones that he didn't mention. There's also Volti and Silverthorn, but I don't know if those were out at the time. I'm going to be generous and say that those probably didn't exist when he made the video. Or at least not when he was recording it, right? Silverthorn definitely didn't. Volti, I think, probably didn't. So we'll just make that assumption. So he didn't mention those. Bruh. Onyx and Outlaw. Worse than Killshot. You heard it here first, folks. Brickhouse, okay. Not mentioning Brickhouse is fair enough, honestly. That's crazy, though. How does Killshot manage to be S tier, and then Zephyr, like, doesn't even show up? Even though Zephyr's got a really OP ability. And, like, basically just as much HP. Wait, wrong thing. 52, 300, 52. Yeah, it's actually the exact same amount of HP. And then Shadow above. Man, I don't know, dude.